Yes, I'm working on a deck tech right now. You want me to build what? 5 colors. Humans? In this meta? With all these control decks and black decks with all their removal? It can't be done. It simply can't. Or can it?
Never know. You could still get there. One is going to sacrifice Skybridge power to draw a card. That leads me to believe that they're looking for something. That's another deposit, right? Well, it's not terrible. If they don't have a way to remove it, it could definitely pose a big threat next turn with whatever we draw. Forest Headquarters. That is a Jodah. Do they have an answer? You can't counter it. Memory Deluge. Looking for a get lost. I don't have it. We got there through all of Mulligan to 5. Up to Mythic 53. What a game.
If you're like me and you're really tired of playing creature decks and just scooping it up to removal, scooping it up to control decks, and just knowing that there's no chance, then I've got the deck for you. Today we're playing 5-color Jodah Humans, and boy is this deck a blast to play. This deck never feels dull, and even after hours and hours of playing, it feels as unique, and there are just so many routes and lines to take with this deck in any given game. It just feels super, super fun. It's definitely a deck that's been going around, but I've been playing this deck since Jodah came out in Dominaria United, so it's been really cool to kind of see it finally gain some popularity, but this is my take on the list. We've got all your usual suspects here, Dennick, Skrelv, Thalia, Adeline, and then obviously Jodah himself. Unifying all of these wonderful creatures. We've got a few interesting choices that I've chosen. I've got a couple of copies of Anim Pakal in the deck. Because I believe that along with Adeline, it just can get really out of hand really quickly, going wide instead of going tall, which can be useful. We have Intis and a Shawl of the Sun, which is another new addition from Caverns of Ixalan, which can help push damage through with our gigantic Jodahs or our gigantic Adelines when we're stuck on a board stall, which does happen sometimes against other creature decks. Also playing a couple copies of Jarina, Dauntless General, which can be incredibly useful alongside Dennick, Pious Apprentice, in helping get rid of graveyard-based strategies, where Jarina also has the ability to protect us from removal in all of those, black mid-range decks, even mono-red, trying to remove our life gain threats early in the game, as well as protecting us from destruction-based board wipes like Vanquish the Horde and Depopulate. So we've also got things like Thalia, which are very good at taxing decks like that, as well as 3 copies of Urtai Resurrected. I originally only had 2 copies, but I bumped it up to 3 because I felt like sometimes just going Skrelv, Thalia, Adeline, and then just holding this up for a board wipe was enough to finish off most control decks, at least dedicated blue-white, as well as just sometimes being able to remove problematic creatures, because we are playing Thalia, so we don't want to play any non-creature spells ourselves, a little bit of a nombo. And then we need ways to remove threats and to deal with things in our creature base. So Urtai can counter things. It can also destroy creatures, so it's a great way to deal with it. We've got a single copy of Lauren of the Third Path. Sometimes we get really blown out by a temporary lockdown. And then sometimes we just really need to rely on our land base as well. We've got, an Aganjo, an Otwara, and a Boseiju, which can both help with creature removal or enchantment removal. On the off chance that we have some enchantments to deal with, like Leyline Binding as well is another good one. I'm also including a single copy of Mishra, claimed by Gix, because occasionally this can just really give us that last little bit of reach that we need when they have enough blockers to keep us from getting through, but they're at a very low life total. And sometimes just dropping this can, end the game quickly. As well as a few copies of Shauna in the deck. She's great for lifelink and card draw later in the game. Alana Elena, Partners. Great card for just pumping up things like Anim Pakal or pumping up our lifelinkers to make sure that they can get through and gain us that crucial life against mono red. or giving our Jodah haste if we play it on turn 4, followed up with Jodah. This becomes very big usually, anywhere from 6 to 7 power typically, and then put 6-7 counters on Jodah the Unifier. If we have an NT on the battlefield, we can give the Jodah trample a lot of the times, which can just completely end games. And I'm a big believer that if you're going to play a 5-color card, it should end the game instantly. And I cannot tell you how many times the game really does just end right there when you cast Jodah. And if somehow they manage to survive, as if him giving legendary creatures +X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control, isn't enough. Every time you cast a legendary spell, you can exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value, and you may cast it without paying its mana cost. So, sometimes we play this and it's just not quite enough to get us through all the way yet, and then we follow it up with a 4-drop or a 3-drop, which cycles us into a 2-drop, which can potentially just grow our team by +2/+2 more, as well as adding awesome effects to the battlefield. And what's really great about this deck, and what makes it so consistent, is that by the time you've played Jodah, they have already had to answer so many threats, because every single creature in this list is a must-answer threat. There's no creatures in this list that can afford to be allowed to live more than a turn or two before they start taking over the game. So everything has to be answered. So even in decks where, they do manage to have a lot of removal spells and get through our Skrelvs and our Thalias and our Jarinas, by the time we play Jodah, they are taxed out. They are out of removal. They don't have anything left. And so Jodah typically sticks around. We'll have a post-game wrap at the end of the video to go over stats and win rates. And with that, let's jump into some games and see if we can continue to crush our opponents and have a blast while doing it. See you in the games. All right. Nistra. Our 121 Mythic playing some 5-color Jodah Humans. Let's see if we can climb higher. This looks reasonable. I will keep. Thing to go first with Thalia is usually pretty good against most decks. Force them to have the cut down on turn 2. They do have the cut down on turn 2. Gonna play Cavern and Soul, Taming Human. Play Inti. See if they have another removal spell for that. They're touching it. It looks like they do. They're gonna play Rafine though. Alright, that was a very good draw. So we can now play Halana Lena, which lets us block said Rafine. I'm gonna choose not to discard this turn since we can't cast anything that we get off Inti, and that's more than enough to get through Rafine anyway. Oh, and it's probably gonna kill it now, yeah. I'm regretting not killing that last turn. See if they have a second removal spell. If they do, all the removal gets in there with the Rafine. Discards an Urtai. Well, that's a removal spell out of their hand, but that probably means they have more removal spells. So I'm gonna go ahead and play another Halana Elena. Hope it survives. Nope. Well, that's a Shieldred. Shieldred we can live with. Probably pump this big enough that we can't block it with the partners here. This card's Make Disappear. Useless card against us anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. Yep. We will play Inti. Go ahead and give the Inti haste. Attack. We'll go ahead and discard Skrelv. Skrelv's probably pretty irrelevant at this point. Shauna, we get something that we can play. Let's see if the opponent wants to block. They do not. Shauna's a pretty good play here. And so now we're at a point where we've got 3 creatures on the battlefield that they absolutely need to answer, but they are going to start gaining a lot of life here with this Rafine. They do have a go for the throat for the NT. Let's see if they want to attack with Shieldred here. They choose to hold Shieldred back. They are going to go back up to 13 here. Discarding the Deep Cavern back. We will draw. We play Mishra, claim by Gix.
put the counters on Shauna and attack with everything. He may block the Helena, thinking that maybe we just hit attack all by accident. And then we have the Saganjo here. Otherwise, they block the Shauna, and then we get to kill the Shieldred. Either way, it's a good thing for us. They do block Helena. Get the gotcha moment here. Shieldred goes down. Helena survives. We gain 5 life. Can't draw, but that is okay. Opponent had to have thought we had a reason for attacking with that. See if the opponent's drawn any more removal here. Probably get one off over Fiend. But at this point, what do they remove? All these creatures are bad for them. Oh my boy, Sunfall and an Esper list. That was a very good top deck. Alright, let's see if the opponent can top deck more removal. I cannot believe we just got Sunfall in an Esper mid-range deck. That's actually pretty surprising. Opponent has another Rafine. They're going to power up their 4/4. Well, all we got to do now is protect this Jodah. They have to block here. We've got the Plaza here to protect it, so we protect it for a turn. They play Virtue of Loyalty, but they don't have enough to play the enchantment half of it this turn. Wedding Announcement. Alright, so they're starting to come up the board. If we can draw a decent creature here, though, we can start to get out of hand again. That's a Lauren of the third path. That'll take care of that Wedding Announcement. This might even spin us into an empty. We'll take Dennick. Gives us some more life gain. Get rid of that Wedding Announcement. This does shut off our ability to protect ourselves from removal. But the opponent is out of cards right now, so... Second Wedding Announcement. Well, that is the game. They don't have enough blockers left. Hit Skrelv. One of those 2 blockers. All of our creatures are lethal. Get in there. Get out of here, Esper. Good game. It was a good game. Very close. But we managed to pull through. This goes to show you how versatile this deck can be. Even through a lot of removal. Okie dokie. Tatsu, number 80 Mythic. Playing somebody above us. See if we can take them out. They're going first. We've got a good curve. Go ahead and keep. Running 27 lands, so I don't see us struggling to draw lands. Mono black. Maybe not mono black. Human on Cavern of Souls. Cavern of Souls is such a huge upgrade for this deck. Oh, it's a blue-black, so Cavern of Souls actually might be useful in this matchup. Cavern of Souls is such a huge upgrade for this deck because it really gave us the ability to push through mono blue tempo and Esper mid-range and Esper control and blue-white control. Between not being able to counter our things and us having Urtai in the deck to counter their board wipes, makes things a lot harder for them. They do have a cut down for Dennick. It's unfortunate. They are Esper. Another secluded courtyard. 4 mana good. I know I'm playing Adeline. It's unfortunate that she dies to cut down right now, but I think I would rather try to get her down first over a Niba call. Graveyard Trespasser. I still have a cut down here. Part of our Dennick, unfortunately. They do not have removal. Now the question is, I think we play a lot of Elena here. Because now they have to cut down that instead and get 2 counters on this, which means we can get through the creatures they have down on the board. And then next turn we can play a Nimpa call and put the counters on that and start going wide as well. Or, I mean, we may just play Jodah, to be honest. Depends on how much mana they leave up. And they just tap out for children here. I'm gonna go ahead and play Cavern of Souls on human. I think I'm gonna play a Nimpa call. Set the counters here. Get in with the Adeline if they want to trade. That is fine with me. They're just gonna take 11 to the face. They must have a board wipe. Or not. Number 80 Mythic puts us up to number 108. The wait is over. We have found an opponent. Who is it? Splargfeck. Alright, Splargfeck. We get to go first. We have lands. We have things to cast. I'm happy. Alright, let's start with Plaza of Heroes. See what our opponent's playing. Can we guess it from the first land? That is the question. Deserted Beach. Well, it could be blue-white control. Could also be soldiers, but I doubt it. Elusive Otter. Prowess. So it's like a blue-white tempo? Alright, let's go ahead and play Shauna. In there with Thalia. If they want to block with this cute little otter, they do not. That's going to pass. We do draw a land. So name human. I think we'll go ahead and play Inti here. Get in with these two. Discard the Thalia. Put the counter here. And if we can't play what we draw, which we cannot, we're going to play land this turn, then we'll just draw a couple cards of Shauna. Just in case they do have board wipes, I really don't want to overextend too much when we can just kind of draw cards and grow our team here. We want to keep our card advantage. Faithful Mending. They're going to gain 2, draw 2. See what they discard. Monastery Mentor. So this is some kind of interesting version of the Baby Reanimator deck I see. That comes into play tapped. We draw Jodah. We don't have the mana to cast it, unfortunately. So we have 2 white sources. Although that does give us the mana to cast it. I think it's worth it here, honestly, because I don't think with the kind of deck they're playing that they're running board wipes. So I'll go ahead and get in here. We'll discard the Denix since we can cast it from the graveyard just to give trample. Make sure that we get through. We need to kill them like this turn. This next upcoming turn before they start going off with this Mentor. So Thalia is definitely going to help us keep them from going too crazy. Opponent's at 6. I mean, they could have like some Fading Hopes or something. Play another Faithful Mending. That's going to cost them most of their turn. Opponent discards more Mentors and Serum Snare, so they do have bounce removal. That's going to be it. Let's get on the board. Number 99. Who am I waiting for? Could it be you? It's Grey Walker 88. Play this guy a few times here in Mythic. I get to go first. Only 2 lands. But I can still get Thalia down on turn 2. And I can play Cthulhu to follow it up if I don't draw a land. If we do draw a land, then we just have the beautiful Thalia into Adeline. So I'm going to go ahead and keep. Go ahead and play farmland. Scare him and make him think we're playing enchantments. Oh goodness. It's control. Wait. 192 cards? What? This guy's usually on mono red. 192? He must be very tired of other blue-white control mill lists. Well, let's see if he can find some consistency in his 200 card pile here. When it's going to sacrifice to draw 3. Boy. It's probably, if it's mono white, it's probably board wipe city. So I think we just get on the board fast and hope that Thalia taxes them out of their board wipes long enough. Temporary lockdown would be a little bit of a pain here. Demolition field, we only have 1 basic. We do have a basic though, thankfully, so it won't shut us down yet if they want to demo field our cavern. They're going to choose the clay fired bricks instead. They gain 2, go get a plains. We are still ahead of the curve on them board wiping us. Keep getting in there. Mash, mash, mash. You gotta kill them quick before they start board wiping us. I would really, really love to draw Urtai right about now. Just in case they have an Emperor or something. I mean, Emperor doesn't handle Adeline, which is part of the reason I put the counters on Adeline. Can't cast Emperor this turn, though, with the Thalia attack, so if he removes the Adeline, we play Shauna next turn, and that's still 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's still, I think it's still 11. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. Sunset Revelry for the opponent. So they gain 4, get 2 blockers. That is a pain. Honestly tempted to play the Skrelv, put the counters on Skrelv, and make the Adeline unblockable. If they have it to populate, though, they're going to be able to cast it next turn. Plaza of Heroes would be good. Jarina. A couple of options. Inti would be a fantastic draw too. We have a lot of good draws, so I'm not freaking out yet. Another Adeline is not it. I think what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to go play Shauna. What does the opponent have for 1 white mana? Can't cast anything through Thalia, I don't believe. This isn't modern. I think I'm actually going to leave the Skrelv back and draw with the Shauna. I get in there with everything. Unfortunately, it's just shy of lethal since they have 2 creatures. I really hope they don't have it to populate in hand or vanquish the horde. We're definitely making vanquish the horde real cheap. We do get to draw a card here at the end. We're still putting the opponent pretty low. We're at 8. A pass turn. Go ahead and draw 1. Lauren. Please don't have to populate. 200 cards. What are the odds that they drew one of their 4 depopulates? Sarah Paragon. That's not going to do it. They can't even cast the Candy Trail. All right, so we got Split the Courtyard, Naming Human. Go ahead and play Lauren, blow up the Play Fired Bricks just for funsies. We will give it haste. Big smash. Good game. Good game, Grey Walker. Opponent has a 1-mana spell they want to cast really, really bad. Well, that does technically get around it. But that's still lethal. Alright, good game. Number 92. Are you ready to rumble? Very online dad. I, too, am a very online dad. Opponent gets to go first, but we've got a pretty good curve here. Just gotta find a land. Opponent's on mono red. Let's go ahead and play Plaza and Scroll. See if the Scroll flows through the turn. Sometimes our mono red friends prefer just beating face over killing creatures. They're not always wrong. Sometimes damage to a creature is damage to cutting on face. I'm just gonna play a Feldon here. Nothing too crazy though. We do find that third land. I'll go ahead and play Thalia here. Now that we have the ability to protect her, we'll follow that up with a Niba Call. Opponent is going to play with Fire or Scroll now. Against my better judgment, I'm probably going to block Feldon if they attack with it. They do not. I'll go ahead and play Cavern, Human. Well, let's start building up this Niba Call. Hope they don't have a Lightning Strike for it. So far, they only have 2 lands, so they have to find a land first. Yep, they're finally sick of the Thalia as well. Interesting. They may have a play with fire in hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this through. Draw a Scroll. I'm gonna go ahead and play NT. Play Scroll. And get in there with the Niba Call. Order these triggers. Discard the Catilda. She's not going to be doing a lot of good for us right this second. Hopefully we'll exile land off this NT trigger. We do. Get 3 tokens. And now our Niba Call is quite out of range. And then we can follow this up with Mishra, claimed by Gix, which is going to gain us more than enough life to outpace Mono Red. Now they did get stuck on lands. But if it hadn't been for Thalia, they probably could have killed us even with 2. Opponent's going to get in there with just the Feldon. We'll take it. I've lost the mono red decks with 1 land. And Lightning Strike the Scroll. Yeah, but that's it. No coming back from this. Go ahead and put the counter from Inti, discard the Shauna. Counter here. We draw a land. Boom. Dead before they even take the damage. 75. Let's see who our next victim is. It's very online dad again. Alright, Mono Red the rerun. Pay a life here to play Scroll. Might end up costing us later, but Don't currently have a 2-drop, unfortunately. One has the player fire. You're looking a little better for him this round. Do you draw the Thalia though? Oops. Let's see if they have the answer to it. Mono faces Kakazan. That's their whole turn. We get to play a Thalia, or a Adeline this turn. One land away from this Jodah too, so go ahead and get Adeline down in here. Get in. For 3. They are at 13. If the opponent can find their 3rd land this game. Yep. So now they have that lightning strike available. Or maybe they just have another play with fire. Urtai is going to be really good here. They do have a lightning strike for the Thalia. We can block the Swift Spear though, so they're not going to attack. Find that 5th land. Alright. Go ahead and get in there with everything. Opponent's going to take 4. Down to 13. We are tied now. Now we just hold up this Urtai. They play something. Feldon. Bloodthirsty Adversary. This Urtai is going to come in pretty good. It's going to kill something in surprise block if they decide to attack. Only attacking with the Feldon, so we'll just go ahead and kill it. Opponent draws. We play Boseiju. Drop Jodah. Tail life doing it, but we're okay with that. And we'll go ahead and get in there with these two. On the play. Still did not have enough steam to get through us. Number 66. All right, Naughty Llama. Get to go first. It's a respectable curve. We need some lands, but get to play Sprawl Arena. Hopefully we find a 3rd land for Adeline. We'll follow that up with a Halana. Alema. Probably I read this guy. Haste. Whenever you cast on creature spell, oil counter, remove an oil counter, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to name human. Mythic is a much better 2-drop here. That crucial life gain. Another Sawblade Scamp. Like an interesting mono red list. Monastery Swift Spear. They can't attack with any of this stuff though, really. They're gonna attack anyway, maybe. Nope. Change their mind. Do not find a land, but Darina is good. Exile their non-existent graveyard. We'll get in there with the Denic. Start gaining some life. Buried Spirit Guard. The opponent wants to get in there. We will not block. Just since getting blown out by Pump Spell. Just take 4. Come on, land. There we go. Got Plaza, Adeline. As you do. And there with both. Leave the scroll back to protect. Do love outrunning mono red. Although, to be fair, this is kind of a off-meta janky list. I'm gonna go ahead and hold back. They may be playing like team pumps. Yeah, gnawing crescendo. That is a lot of damage. Puts us down to 6. And we draw Thalia. Land for the Halana would have been nice. But with Thalia, this may be lethal, so 6. Yeah. We attack with everything, it's lethal. Good game, Naughty Llama. What's that put us up to? 62. On a roll. Who's it gonna be? Kirito. Our Quintorius avatar. Opponent's getting to go first. We've got a good curve though. Got a plains for the Skrull. Skrull's sort of like our honorary human. Sleeves say mono red. Gotta play mono red all the way to the top. Oh, Plaza Heroes. Soldier. Maybe. Oh, gotta play the planes first. 12. Well, this is not a bad hand if it's soldiers. See what the opponent's gonna know. Not quite sure what it is. See if the opponent wants to discard something. Considering they only have 3 cards left, I wouldn't. Nope, okay. Very good draw there. Play Cavern on human. Get Denick down. Crucial life gain going. Whatever this is, it's aggressive. And we're 1 land away from just having the 3/4/5 here. Okay, so the opponent's playing the tokens convoke list, it looks like. Yep. Knight Errant. See if they find the hasty pump guy. Yeah, Emodane's recruiter. Oh boy. See if they want to discard something to get through my Denick here. They do. No blocks. Yeah, them being on the play is going to be huge here because we don't have the mana for Urtai. We're not just straight up dead to it, but it is not a good situation. See if they get greedy and they want to get more on the board before they play it. If that's the case, then we actually do. They gotta play it here. Yeah. You gotta put that pressure on. If they wait a turn, they would have lost. Now, thankfully, these tokens are only 2/1s. So we get to gain 5 life here, so we may survive the turn. Alright, so we're going to take 5, 8, 7... Oh yeah, we live. Very fast start from the opponent, but we may actually still get out of this, so... We draw the 5th land, so we just have to survive 1 more turn. So we'll go ahead and hold back. Keep this Urtai up. Urtai can take out one of their big things, block one of their smaller things. Have another Emodane's recruiter. We're gonna go ahead and counter that. That should be the game. They shouldn't be able to come back from us playing Jodah. You can get in there with those two. Give one of them trample. Yep. Oh boy, do they have a land for that Epicure. If they have a land for that epic here, we're in trouble. That's such a big risk. I feel like they might have played the land here and gotten one of the frontliners back though, so I'm just gonna block. I'm gonna block here. Taking a risk. Do they have a land? They don't. All right, we don't have anything left to worry about. I don't think. The opponent down to 7. We go up to 14. Can very easily block one of their big guys. I don't think they can deal 14 here. Got a frontliner. Another frontliner possibly. No, they can't. They don't have any white legendaries. Close. Boy, they had a quick start, but we got there. Lethal demolition. That stops them from dying. Unless they attack with the Knight Errant. If they attack with the Knight Errant, then we can just give the Jodah protection from red. Right, opponent's gonna pass. Gonna play Boseiju. Play Adeline. See what we spin into. Maybe we spin into some trample with Inti. Thalia. Not bad. Just get in with these two. Yep, that's gonna be enough. Number 55. See if we can break in the top 50 Mythic here. Deadstroke. Opponent gets to go first. This is very slow. This is not good either. Oh, our first loss to this run is going to be to us not having the lands we need. Okay. We'll keep 5. We will put back a Denic. I suppose Jodah. Opponent's on blue-white control, probably. Gonna play Razor Ridge Thicket first. We don't accidentally have that tap later. Cavern of Souls. This will be very good for keeping us from getting our stuff countered. We really use a Thalia to keep them off their board wipes. That's not a Thalia, unfortunately. A Dorina. That'll at least keep them from getting us with any destruction-based board wipes. Gonna place Quick Study, draws 2. I don't know if we're gonna be fast enough to get under a Sunfall though. Not unless we draw Thalia like right now. That is not a Thalia. Well, here's hoping that they do not have a Sunfall. Wanna place another Quick Study. All the cards they've seen, they're definitely going to find one quickly. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll have tap land. Nope. And the Sunfall. Go ahead and sacrifice Dorina. Make their token a little smaller. See if we draw anything of use here. Draw an Adeline. I doubt we're going to get through whatever they have left in their hand, unfortunately. Just going down to 5. Not good. Opponent doesn't get lost. They luckily forgot that we have Plaza. Opponent's gonna power up their little 2/2. Block the 1/1. Another Adeline. Fortunately. Not very useful here. Opponent's gonna block. keep our 1/1 this time. When it has a smite. We'll play a backup Adeline. Never know. We could still get there. Opponent's going to sacrifice Skybridge Towers to draw a card. That leads me to believe that they're looking for something. That's another deposit, right? No. That's not terrible. If they don't have a way to remove it, it could definitely pose a big threat next turn with whatever we draw. Bar's headquarters. That is a Jodah. Do they have an answer? You can't counter it. Memory deluge. We're looking for a get lost. I don't have it. We got there through all of Mulligan to 5. Up to Mythic 53. What a game. Never give up. So close to that top 50 Mythic. Grey Walker 88 again. They're on that 200 card pile. They're still on the 200 card pile. We'll keep. Did this Razor Ridge take it down? I'm fairly confident because I've seen a couple of people playing this like mono white 200 card nonsense lately. They do run a lot of board wipes. Drawing a good curve here. Name human. We'll go ahead and get Dennick down. Just need to draw some lands. Classification. Gets in there for 3. That is a land. Go ahead and play that. Play Shauna. Opponent is stuck on 2 lands though. The risk of running a giant pile of cards. Boy, I was gonna hold up Eartheye, but get in there for 5. That makes, if we draw the land for Jodah, makes Jodah a big boy next turn. Opponent's still stuck on lands, it seems. Unfortunate. We don't find the land. We are going to Eartheye and go ahead and get this Intrepid Adversary out of here. Ironically, probably help them find their 3rd land. And give us haste. I'm not going to attack with the Helana Elena in case they have like Elspeth Smite or something. They have a Destroy Evil. Definitely not over yet. They do find the 3rd land. The Murex though. They have Get Lost for Helana Elena. Another Eartheye. Not particularly useful. We'll go ahead and play empty. We will put a counter on the empty. The Shauna on top. Gonna put that down. Put a counter on the Eartheye. We can find that land. We do not find the land. Go ahead and get in there for 6. We'll discard a Jodah here. Put a counter on the Eartheye. See if we find a land. Nope. It's not a bad draw for next turn though. Oh, oopsie, that's exiled with the NT. We can't cast that next turn. We did get 3 non-lands off the top though. So we can just find a land. One has another adversary. Not gonna help too much here. Draw Dennick. We'll go ahead and get in there, discard an Eartheye. I think we just discard another Jodah here. The second Eartheye might come in handy. Counter on the empty so we can't block it. Find the land finally. Opponent's getting low. Do they have a board wipe? Well, they don't have double white. Alright, let's get a Jodah down. That's the game. We finally get that top 50 spot. 49. Top 50. All right. Getting there. And we're back for the post-game wrap-up. And boy, did we just have an absolutely dominating streak. For this video, I started recording a little bit after I started playing, just because I really wanted to make a video about this deck and have really been having fun with it. But just in the little bit of time that I've been playing this today, 12-1. Only one loss to a mono red deck on the play. But I mean, we started at rank 110 and ended at rank 49, only putting down one loss. 66% win rate for this version of the deck, which was after I removed a couple of Kellens and a Jaren and added Inti and another Anima call. Overall, over 200 matches though, 61% win rate, very, very solid. It's one of my favorite decks to play. I've been playing this deck since Jodah came out, iterating on it, working on it, trying to make it better. And I never don't have a good time playing this deck. It is so much fun. It is different every game. Every game has so many lines and paths to take, and there's always options, and it just feels fresh and fun every game. So it's definitely very, very rare heavy. So, I mean, obviously it's not very budget friendly, but if you have these cards laying around and you have not tried this deck, you absolutely have to. It is such a blast. And it's very competitive. As you can see, we are in the highest echelons of Mythic, and just not struggling at all, even against control and mono red and just board wipes and removal. We're still pushing through it. As you can see in some of the games that we played, there were some very difficult games, and we still just found a way. So if you are enjoying this content, if you liked what you saw here today, if you want to take a quick moment to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button, every amount of support helps so much, and I appreciate you guys being here with me. It is such a pleasure to get to make these videos for you all, and I hope that you learned something from this and that you found a new fun deck to play, because I sure had a fun time playing it for you. So I'm Severin7, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you in the next one.